Okay, so this is our first new idea for setting the threshold, and this is based on the percent chance of a patient developing lung cancer. So we would start with this page here. It just sets the stage for setting your thresholds that different patients have different benefits from lung cancer screening, and providers should recommend screening based on those individual patient characteristics. So you would start with talking about your recommend screening. So let's pretend I was just pressed this or next button or whatever we decide on for navigation. I would get this page. Who would you recommend to have screened? The content is just saying that patients would need to have a blank percent chance of developing lung cancer in the next few years. And you could use the slider down here to set that threshold. I'm not happy with this design, but it's the basic idea. Then this would auto-populate. You could also enter it from here, I guess. And you would get all of these are fake numbers, obviously, of all the harms that you would incur for screening people above this percent chance of developing lung cancer screening. Then you'd press save. So we'll pretend we did that. We would come back to this page. We're done with the recommend screening, and our feedback on this would just have a bar filled in that shows our progress. Then we would go to not recommend screening. So same idea. We would come here, everything's the same. We have our same bar that helps us think about at what point we would start recommending against screening. So let's pretend we put this up to 3%. Again, this would populate right here, over here, and all these numbers would fill in based on this percent chance of developing lung cancer screening. Now we would have this filled in. So we have our not recommend, recommend, and we have two of these pulled off now. Our next thing would just be who would you withhold a recommendation, and we've already set this, but this would just be making it explicit that based on who you would recommend for and against screening, people between 3 and 10% would not get a recommendation. At this point, or any point I guess, you'd be able to move these bars, and there would be a little pop-up here that would let you adjust. So it would tell you the lives saved or the percent chance of death, and then it would fill in all the harms based on where you move this bar. So then we would press save, finish. So press that. That would have been there the whole time. We have a conclusion screen that's not very pretty right now, but we would have our recommend for screening, and then all of the data that we decided on, recommend against screening, and then all the data we decided on, and then withhold recommendation. We would press save, and then we would be done.